this is Connie with the Artisan Company. Welcome back to the channel. Oh my, so I had another inspiration from the Ark that I went to in Kentucky, and the grounds were so beautiful there. Oh my goodness, the botanicals would knock your eyes out. They were so pretty. And so this necklace was inspired by that. So anyway, I'll show you what I've got here and then we'll move forward. First of all, I've got these beautiful lampwork beads here. And unfortunately, guys, I found these at a yard sale. I have not bought these recently, but not online. Someone was having a yard sale and I stopped, and it was someone who had done beadwork before and they got out of it. And they had these beautiful lampwork beads here with the roses inside it, and I just couldn't leave them there. It's not normally something I would buy, but these just got my heart. So when you're working on this project, pick a bead that you like, and you can probably look up lampwork, floral lampwork beads online, and you'll probably find a plethora of them or something that's even similar to them. You guys get creative because there's a myriad of ways you can do this necklace. So I've got these, and they're about a 10 to 12 millimeter size. So if you're looking for a bead size to match, this is it. Okay, so we've got those. Now the icing on the cake are going to be these delicas right here, and they are by Mayuki Shoji, and they are a sea-lined rainbow storm blue, and they're like a tube almost. They're tube-like in shape. They're about a 3 millimeter in size, and you can see them right here. And look at the rainbow color on these little guys. I used these in a project earlier, and I mean, they just sing. That's the only thing I can say about them. I will purchase these again because they're just fantastic. So I'm using those. This right here is a 6 millimeter bead cap. It's in a floral kind of cut. You can see the little open holes around it there. So got that one. And then this is about a 5 to 6 millimeter fluted bead right here. That's going to be an accent bead. Then I've got a, this is about, I think it's a 10. Let me check, double check. It's a 12 millimeter decorative jump ring here, and it's actually soldered. So it's not one that you can open. It's soldered, but about a 12 millimeter jump ring there. Then I have this beautiful chain here, and you can use any chain that you would like. I just happen to like this one because I like that open feel of it. It's not real complicated chain because I don't want to take away from my lampwork beads. But anyway, so chain. Beautiful S-clasp in silver that has kind of a rope to help pull in the chain motif right here, and then your beads and bead caps. Remember, you got to make it look finished. You don't have to do that, but it does make it look more finished. I am using also an AccuFlex, or you can use Soft Flex. It doesn't matter. I'm doing a medium and a fine because I'm doing 2 strands. So I'm doing 1 medium and 1 fine. Okay, you'll need some of that. Set that to the side. I think that's everything. This necklace is probably, I'm guessing, going to be about maybe a 17. I'm going to put it somewhere in that ballpark. But we'll see. Okay, let me get my head wrapped around it and we'll get started. All righty, I've already got some of these beaded here just so you can see to expedite our time. And look at the beautiful faceted rainbow delicas in there. Oh my, look at those things singing. And because it's rainbow in color, it's bringing out every color in those lampwork beads. And I mean, I'm telling you, I am a happy camper today. So anyway, for those of you who like to watch the beading process, we'll do these last four here on this side. Put my little thing in. Okay, I'm going to a bead cap. Now remember these little flower bead caps, a lot of you probably already know this, but it's such an easy mistake to make because of all the little holes right here. You can easily put that beading wire in one of these outside holes if you're not paying attention, and you'll get 50 beads down the line and you're going, oh snap, I got to undo that because it's going to be sitting off kilter. So when you're just, it's just one of those things that you just have to check and check often, is what I say when you're doing something like this. It's not difficult, it's just paying attention, so to speak. Oh my goodness. All right, so we're moving here. And these little, I'm telling y'all, these little delicas, I'm just loving these little guys. I use a lot of 11.0 seed beads, and these are a little bigger than that. And but boy, the punch that it gives something is just amazing. I'm just loving it. All right, we're down to the last two on this side. One more little seed bead here. One more of your little lampwork beads. Okay. Put a bead cap on him to close him off right there, and we'll look at what this side looks like. Oh, yes! Guys, look how beautiful. Oh my goodness. I am so excited about this. And because these are glass, I will go back with a polishing cloth where I've got my fingerprints all over it and clean them up, and they'll be really, really shiny. Okay, I'm going to bead this other half and then we'll return. Okay, so what we're planning on doing now is we are going to connect our big jump ring here that's going to connect to this chain. And so this strand right here will be finished. I've already done this side for speed of the video. I'll show you what I've done. Okay, so I've beaded all the beads around, and you can see I added my bead cap here on the top. Make sure my hand's in the screen, yes. And then my fluted bead, and then I crimped it off here and added my crimp cover, and I've connected it all to this jump ring here, and I'm going to do the same over here on this side. Remember to check and check often in here when you got little details like this to make sure you didn't miss anything. All right, so I've got this one done, and then what I always do is I kind of do this, shake it a little bit to make sure that you've got all the loose wire covered. You don't want any wire showing up here, and you definitely don't want it showing in the middle. So I kind of shook it, but you want to make sure that it's fluid. In other words, it can turn like this. That's kind of what I'm headed for. All right, so I've got him here. And so the next thing we're going to do is put on the little fluted guy. I'm going to put him on there. Okay. And then we're going to add our crimp. Like so. And then your jump ring goes over. And you're going to grab that little crimp right there. And you're going to run the end of your thread back through it. So it should look like that. Okay. Then you're going to hold your little crimp, take the loose end, and pull that down. Just gently, 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 like that, and pull it down, the crimp down to the fluted bead. All right. Then you're going to crimp it off. So get your little crimping tool. Now, these are, there are all kinds of ways to finish off a necklace, all kinds of ways. There's all kinds of newfangled ways to connect things with that are different types of crimps, is what I'm saying. This is pretty much a standard, um, I would say a standard, true and tried crimp method. So I kind of always go to this. Sometimes I'll do something different, but for the most part, this always looks stunning and it always looks finished and it is classic. So that's why I go this route. Okay, so I'm going to take my crimping tool, and remember, with a tube crimp, you're going to smash it first and then fold it over, because if you don't fold it, all of your wires will come out. For those of you who are old hat at this, you're going to go, I know all that. Okay, I know. But there are people who tune in that are new and they don't know all that. So, but I know that was probably the biggest mistake I found that most people made early on is they didn't fold the crimp. They just flattened it but never folded it over, and the beading wire would come out. Okay, so the next thing, we left some room so this little guy could breathe down here. We're going to take the excess wire, going to run it back through as many beads as we can. I'll probably do the first one or so, because you will find when you're using bead caps, trying to run the wire back through a bead cap that is small can be testy. Okay, so, and right here, I don't want to do this either. I don't know if you can see it or not, but remember I told you the little holes on the outside of that bead cap? Well, the wire went through one of those outside holes, and you don't want that either, because that means that the wire will be sticking out and it'll scratch the person's neck that's going to be wearing this. So I'm going to pull this back in just a little bit and start over, and I want the wire to go through the center hole and through this one. And it takes a minute to work it. So don't get frustrated. You just have to keep working it, turn the beads, it will go through. Oops, I think I got it. I did. Actually, it's going through to the next one. That wasn't what I intended. Right, let me see if I can see it. Whoa, it is tiny. Okay, there it is. All right. So if it's so tiny that you can't get a tool in there to pull the wire out, I'm just using a little pin. It's got a little bit of glue on it there. And I'm just going to pull that, separate those wires there. And there it came out right there. And then I can pull it the rest away with my pliers. Sometimes, you know, the things are so tiny you can't even get a tool in there to work. So, okay, and the excess wire, I'm going to get my flush cutters. I'm going to pull that back, and I'm going to cut it as close to that bead right there, that little bead where the wire's coming out, as I can. There it goes. Had to get it in the right place. Okay, so here we have this one. I'm going to put the bead cap on there. And when you're putting the bead caps on, it looks like a little Pac-Man. Be very gentle closing it up. Don't do it really fast, because if you do, it'll get whoppy jaw on you. Close it very slowly to make sure both ends are meeting. With jewelry, just don't get in a hurry at all. If you get in a hurry doing things, you're going to make mistakes. Jewelry is a patience thing. Okay, and then you're going to rub your finger across it right there to make sure there's no rough edges. Okay, so we got these little guys together. Should look like that right there. All right, next thing we're going to do is add the chain. Okay, part two. This section, this piece of the necklace right here wound up being 10 inches. It's 5 on each side, so it's a 10-inch section. And that will tell me, number one, how big this is going to be the next thing, and what I'm going to be doing as far as the chain to get it the length that I want it. But right now we're going to bead about 10 inches of just these little rainbow beads. And I'm telling y'all, these little guys, I love them. So I'm going to bead a few of these just for you guys who like to watch that process. And then we'll get to moving here. So all I'm doing is just doing a whole strand of these because it's going to add the extra sparkle that I'm going to need in order to make the rest of it sing. Ooh. I did not mix any metals in this one this time, and I traditionally, pretty much most of the time, mix metals in most of my work, um, partially because it's just fun. Excuse me. Partially because it's fun, and partially because it adds interest. So I'm going to keep beading here just for a moment. Oh my boy, y'all, it's been in the 90s here the last few days, and I had that beautiful reprieve of those 60-degree mornings. Oh, it felt like fall. I had my coffee outside, and I wasn't sweating like a sweat ball, and welcome to the South kind of thing. Ooh, it is hot down here, I can just tell you. But it is the last week of August, and that means that coolness is on its way. And I am not the only one that's going to be thrilled. My cats are going to be thrilled. I can't imagine wearing a fur coat all summer, but you know, their little bodies are adaptable and they're built for this kind of stuff. But I try to keep them as cool as possible, though, just because I want them to be healthy and well. So, okay, I'm going to show you here what we got. Ooh, baby, look at this. I'm telling you, y'all need to buy some of these. I'm just saying. Look at this. Oh, look how that puppy sings. Oh my goodness. Can you see the glittery part of it? It's just a stunning little bead. I mean, just this by itself, I would wear a strand of this just by itself because it's just so beautiful. Oh my, much less if you did multiple strands of it, which may mean I might have to do a necklace with multiple strands of it. Oh, that'd be beautiful for the holidays. Okay, I'm going to finish beading my whole section and I'll be back. Okay, I got my little tiny seed bead things all beaded on my strand, and this is what I'm doing. I beaded enough, and we knew this was 5 inches right here, this strand, so I beaded out these. I'm sorry, 10. It's 5 on each side, so 10 inches roughly here. And then I went and I added my finishing bead right here to match this one. Okay, I added my finishing bead, and then I left enough space, you can see right here, for the crimp and crimp cover to fit, because I want this to make sure that it doesn't overlap this. I want it to be just almost above this, just like this, and it may be a little more like this once I get it on there, which is fine. I'm good with that too. The whole concept is for this sparkle to pick up all the other sparkle and just make it sing. So what I'm going to do now that I've done that is I'm going to go ahead and finish off the ends here, just like I did this one. I've got the finishing bead on there, and it's the crimp that goes on. And this is the fine beading wire, by the way. I meant to tell you that earlier too. This is what I use the fine beading wire on, is this one, because it was tiny and I didn't need the heavier like I did with these. So, okay, so I got the crimp on. I'm going to go through the decorative hoop and back through just like we did before. I'm telling you that, and then my hands are in the way and you can't see. But anyway, all right, and we're going to pull it down just like that. I am going to crimp that off and put a crimp cover on. I'm going to do this side, and then we'll be back and add the chain. Okay, we are at the end of this necklace and I'm so excited. Okay, so I went ahead and I beaded this, like I was saying in the previous little section. Went ahead and beaded this. I attached it to my jump ring right here, my decorative jump ring. And just so you'll know what I did, I decided when I connected this to put a smaller crimp and crimp cover here, just to give it a little breathing room right here in this section. So that's that, no big deal. You can do whatever you want to do with it. But I chose to put a smaller bead there. I actually could have put a smaller bead here, but I went ahead and kept it in the motif that it was in. All right, so what I did was I'm going to make this an 18-inch necklace. So I counted out my links on my chain right here, the chain we had. I counted out enough links to make it an 18-inch. So I pulled it a little taut there, laid my ruler on top, and you can see right here it comes down to 9. Let me turn it. Let me turn it for you guys there. Okay, so it comes out to 9. That means it's an 18-inch. It's 9 on each side. And when I counted that out, it was 12 links here. So I counted out 12 links, and then I'm going to attach this to the decorative jump ring, and it's already open, so I'm just going to slide it on there like so. Let me get my eyes down here so I can see. And then I'm going to close that jump ring up, that piece of the chain rather, up. Make sure that it is level there. Okay, I feel a little edge on it. All right, that did it. Okay. And then the last thing I have to do is connect this end to this end. And remember, for those of you who've never used an S-clasp, S-clasp is one of my favorites, and hook and eye is my other favorite. All my clients like those closures because they're easier than the lobster claw or those styles. So I do use a lot of these. They come in all different sizes. So just know what your size is you need for your necklace. But the thing about it is, you've got to make sure that one end of this S-clasp is completely closed to this. This side has to be open because you have to connect it and get it on and off of your neck. But one side of it has to be closed up. Okay, otherwise you're going to lose your rings eventually. It just happens all the time. But anyway, close one side of it up, leave one side open, and then you connect it right here. So this is the last thing, guys. I'm so excited about this. So I'm opening the last link of my chain there. I'm putting my little hook on that goes to the clasp. I am going to close it back up. Make sure it's closed up good and you don't have any edges. Right there. All right, it's soft. Okay. Oh, I hope I wasn't out of the camera right there. I'm so sorry. And then there you go. All right, we are done with this project. Inspired by the botanicals at the Ark. Oh my goodness, look how beautiful this is. All the little sparkles of blue and the little roses in it. I love it. It was such a fun trip, and what a memory from it. Oh my goodness. This will be in the shop, and that is theartisancompany.com if you want to go and see what else is in there. I usually add new things about a week or two after they're made. So if you're looking for it, just it'll get there. Okay. All right. If you got any inspiration, please like and subscribe to the channel. It sure helps me out. And it also helps me to know what to tell you guys on the next project. So I will see you on the next project. Have a great week. Bye.